So I'm Professor Coolidge, and I'm the Director of General Education, and I'm a professor here at Eastern Michigan University. So the General Education program has a number of component parts. It's divided to cover a breadth of ways of engaging the world. So our first set of requirements are 2 classes in effective communication. So you have to take a writing class and a speech class. And the reason for this is because we know those kinds of skills will help you succeed in college, but also because employers are looking for these skills. Secondly, we have a quantitative reasoning component. So this requires students to engage with quantitative reasoning, which is reasoning with numbers. It allows you to do stuff like navigate leases or pay rent or manage your stock portfolio. Or maybe just get from here to there. So these kinds of things we know are important to living out, in a productive life, and in the end will help you. So that's our second requirement. The third set of things is the breadth requirement. So the breadth requirement is known as the knowledge of the disciplines requirement. It's got 4 parts. You're going to take 2 classes in art, 2 classes in social sciences, 2 classes in natural sciences, and 2 classes in the humanities. That should give students a wide range of tools to engage problems that they're interested in. The toolkits that comes from the effective communication stuff, the quantitative reasoning stuff, and then knowledge of the disciplines allows you to have a whole wide range of things to draw on when you're interested in solving or innovating things in your own environment. The fourth category in the Gen Ed program is Perspectives on a Diverse World. And in this category, you take 2 classes, one U.S. diversity course and one global awareness course. And the founders of the program really thought this was an opportunity for students to really think about who they are in relation to others. It's really important for us to think about, well, how do I fit in a place that's really rich with different kinds of difference and people who I can learn from and I can think about myself in relation to. And I think that's pretty cool area in our program. We know when students employ the skills they learn in the classroom beyond the classroom, they're more likely to retain that information. Not only is retention important here, but it's actually an opportunity to sort of show off what you're learning and think about who you're becoming out in the world. And we call this learning beyond the classroom. And it's an opportunity for students to engage in, beyond the classroom learning in a way that will help them think about themselves in relation to their futures. Lastly, there is one other category. Inside the Gen Ed program, you'll be asked to take a discipline-specific writing class. So we know that in your research core, it's incredibly important to be able to communicate in writing. So despite all the changes in our world, writing is still the base level component of most research programs. And so you get to explore writing inside your discipline as well as part of the Gen Ed program. Another thing we know is that students, as they explore various other courses, they start out in one major, they maybe really are hoping to follow a certain career path. They often discover their passions really elsewhere. And so it's nice to have these courses that you're sort of taking along the way to draw you in different directions and sometimes discover where you really ought to be. So while I think it's really important to have a goal and really be aimed at something when you're pursuing your degree here, it's also important to explore and remember that these opportunities may never be open in the same way again. And so you might find yourself along a new path thanks to a Gen Ed class. You might find yourself in a major you've never even heard of. And that's a really exciting idea, right? The idea that look, I'm still sort of learning about me and I'm learning about my place in the world. And all these things are open to me around me thanks to the Gen Ed program. And I'm able to sort of move around. And I think a lot of students actually do find their way somewhere along the path as opposed to where they started. I think there are 3 main ways that students can navigate the program most effectively. So the first is professional advising or academic advising. So when you come to Eastern or you're at Fast Track, you're going to meet all these advisors, and those people really understand how to help you get started on your route through here. The second way you can get information about the general education program is in your research core. So in your research core, you're going to find that you have faculty advisors, people you work with on your major, or people who are really invested in careers you're interested in. Those people are also going to be able to advise you on courses that might help broaden your horizons or help tailor something that will fit better with what you're doing. So you're going to find advising among faculty. Lastly, and sometimes the best option is just to contact my office. So we work primarily by email. Our email address is generaleducation@emich.edu, and I encourage you to email me because my office can often answer your questions about Gen Ed and be a point of contact for referring to other places. You really want your degree to serve you, and your major is just part of that story. There's all this other knowledge out in the world that really brings home why you're following this path or that path. And it allows you to sort of move over or around and build a degree that moves you into what you would like in your future.